Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's not good.
No. Hello, everyone. I'm the spiffing Brit, and this time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is no way to get around it. Let's talk about the Green.
Which Green Knight, Ali?
Well, first of all, let's talk about. For those of you who don't know, this is. Wait, I've seen that before.
I've seen it before.
I've seen it before.
Because, wait, I've seen that before is a bit hard when you abbreviate it. Like, it will be Weisstb. But when you do, wait, I've seen it before, it will be Weissip. And, Weissipping is quite nice. Some might say it is the best kind of entertainment you can have these days. Thank you for listening to us. This is probably going to be our third episode, which we're recording second because we have a lot on our mind for this topic that we have today. It's about a very apparently famous, because I didn't hear about it until like 6 months ago, but apparently very famous poem, Sir Gawain. And
Sir Gawain. I'm gonna say Gawain.
I'm gonna use the way, the pronunciation they say on each movie for each section. Like sort of the Valiant, I'm gonna say Sir Gawain, and then for the Green Knight, I'm gonna say Sir Gawain, like Sean Harris says. Yeah.
Sean Harris, the assassin guy from the Borgias. That's how I know him.
Sean Harris is actually. I had this dream cast for the Last of Us movie.
Oh.
And yeah, Sean Harris was supposed to be one of the main villains of the story.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
He looks kind of weird.
I mean, he was the villain in Mission Impossible. That's where I got the idea.
Yeah. No, I mean, he like, I don't think he has a chin.
Probably not.
Yeah. Anyways, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is... I haven't read the poem. I've watched the documentary about it, and I watched the YouTube video that sort of recounted the story. Have you read the poem?
I have not read the poem, but I did extensive research, and by that I mean I read a bunch of Wikipedia pages on the poem, the characters, the possible meanings and themes, and all that stuff. Yeah. So I know a bunch of things about it.
I mean, we all know the true meaning of Green Knight is that he's
green.
Yeah, and he's a former James Bond.
He's on one version.
On one, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the Green Knight first, because I think it will make the second half so much funnier if you know where we come from. The Green Knight is a movie by David Lowery. It got released in 2021, I think August, if I'm not mistaken. No, July. I mean July 30th, like a day before August. So it's August.
But the funny thing about this whole episode, actually, before we kind of get into it, this is the second time we've done this.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, this is the second time that the original movie was made in 1984, and the remake, or the reimagine, or whatever you want to name it, was released in 2021.
Yeah.
And both movies were delayed from 2020 because Green Knight, like doing our first episode, if you've heard it, was made last year, and it was delayed because of COVID and whatnot.
That's a big coincidence.
Or is it?
Yeah, we planned it all along, and that's why our second episode is a movie about with 2016.
Anyway.
And 2021. Yeah. Anyways, it's by David Lowery, which I know you said... No, another one said he didn't like his...
No, I didn't watch it in the first place. His previous film was A Ghost Story.
It's The Old Man and the Gun. The movie before that is Ghost Story.
Oh, I haven't seen Old Man and the Gun either.
Oh,
so, yeah.
You haven't seen A Ghost Story?
No, I hate fucking...
Casey Affleck. Yeah. No, because I was talking to Payman, one of our mutual friends. he didn't like Old Man and a Gun, and to be honest, I think this is his best movie. Like I've seen, yeah, I even seen Pete's Dragon, which nobody should.
I have.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what? I did not realize. Yeah, David Lowery did not make.
Yeah, it's so weird that like he does this very good indie films. Not indie, indie basically.
Small budget,
small budget, artsy films, and then goes and does like a Disney remake shit. It's like Disney is a plague, and it will get you whether you're Tim Burton, Guy Ritchie, or David Lowery. And or Chloe Zhao as
we will probably get to it in the future. But
as we're recording it, Eternals has just come out, so
it's not doing well, ladies and gentlemen. It is probably going to be the Dune of Chloe Zhao's career. Whether it will completely ruin it, I don't. Probably not, because she does have an Oscar. That's gonna carry a lot of weight in the industry. So I don't think this is gonna be the doom of her. Oh, nice one.
Yeah, but I doubt it will. I mean, it will remain eternal in her IMDb page, but
stop it! You're killing me, man.
Yeah, I'm filled with puns right now. Much like a sort of, but we'll get there. Anyways, The Green Knight. I think this is his best movie.
Maybe we should talk a bit about what Green Knight is in
general. The story is that it's Christmas Day, and King Arthur is saying like, you knights have gotten like all fat and lazy and all that shit, and he's basically fat shaming them, body shaming them, slut shaming them, all of that.
For good reason, because they've been really lazy and not producing enough fairy tales.
Yeah, to be honest. I mean, what's the last thing Lancelot has done? Who cares? He's French. He really is. He's Lancelot the Luck.
I know. The fact that you hate French people makes it a lot funnier.
Yeah. If you don't know by now, I really don't like French people. I'm a racist against French people.
Specifically.
Yeah, specifically French people. Not. I don't care about their creed, ethnicity, race. I'm only caring about the fact that they're French. If they were brave, they can go fuck themselves. If they're good at, they should have already fucking themselves. They should have been already fucking themselves. Anyways, so then the doors open and a green knight all in green, like face green, horse green, axe green, everything is green.
Possibly ass green too, so...
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
I mean, from the Sword of the Valiant, we know his chest isn't green, but...
That was just bad makeup, man.
Yeah. So he comes in and puts down what, I mean, I believe many rational people would call a really shitty game. He basically says, you can cut off my head, any of you knights, and get my axe. Then a year later, you must come find me and let me cut your head. And I mean
in the movie, Larry's movie to be particular, he does not say you can cut off my head. He just says a blow that you inflict on me, I will inflict on you, whether it's a
cut on the
cheek or whatever.
You cut off my head.
Sir Gawain. We're in the Green Knight. Yeah. So Gawain kind of foolishly picks up
Excalibur,
King Arthur's sword, and cuts off the Green Knight's head.
Yeah.
And the Green Knight is like, yeah, he gonna get fucked, dude.
Yeah, but in the original poem, I think it's that you can only cut the head.
Yeah, the original poem.
So as you said, Sir Gawain, the youngest knight in Arthur's court, Arthur's nephew. Now in the poem, he's the son of Morgis. If I'm mispronouncing that, I don't care. In the movie, in the Green Knight movie, he's the son of Morgan, which are two very different people.
Yeah.
Both are Arthur's sisters, but one is a witch. A witch. We should have done Monty Python and the whole. It had a witch, man. We'll get to why this is an in joke, and we'll get to that when we get to Sword of the Valiant. And so Gawain sort of spends a year procrastinating. I forgot the most important part. He cuts the head off, and the Green Knight comes, picks his head up, and says, "I'll see you in a year." Ha ha ha.
Yeah, get wrecked, dude.
Yeah, get wrecked. And he goes away. Now Gawain spends a year like doing nothing, literally nothing, and then like 6 days before.
He does bang a really hot chick, so I don't know.
In the movie, he does. In the poem, he doesn't do shit.
In the poem, he's really Christian, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, he probably jerks off to like Mother Mary and all that shit. Like, ooh, yeah, the Virgin Mary. Speaking of virgins, he basically starts going on a journey to the Green Chapel, where you can find the Green Knight. On the way, he sort of does a bunch of tests. Now, in Iran, we have like this very famous poem called Hafkhane Rustam, which is basically like the Persian mythological version of Sir Gawain's tests. Except it doesn't... I mean, does Rustam have a sex test?
Yeah, actually. Yeah? The third or the fourth one, I can't remember. The third or fourth test involves a woman, a witch, that sits down with him, and he's like, "And now, dude, I'm a virgin. I ain't doing this shit."
I mean, he's not a virgin, is he? So what happens after that?
I don't know the
timeline.
Yeah, timeline, but
we know he fucks at least once.
Okay, he does fuck, but he's like, yeah, I don't care for. Maybe the witch was not pretty or something. I don't know.
Maybe like I don't know. Her ass wasn't big enough. I tried to be tasteful here, but you know, I forgot. I'm not very tasteful. So the thing is that. Gawain sort of goes through a bunch of tests. The first is the head of Sir Winifred, which Sir Winifred, Saint Winifred.
No, the first one isn't the. It's the thief thing.
In the poem, I'm just talking the poem, and then
we're mixing it up. Okay.
Yeah.
You're.
I was saying we should have like a baseline, and then. So the first thing is there is this saint who was supposedly not raped but killed, like. The guy tried to rape her, didn't rape her, but killed her. Which, I mean, is not a logical conclusion you would go to. But anyways, I mean, I'm not a medieval villain, sadly, so I don't know. And cuts her head off, and the head rolls down and falls into a sacred well. And Gawain goes and finds the head and brings it back and sort of passes the test. Now, then he goes along and goes to the giants. That's actually in the poem, land of the giants, and reaches a castle. In the castle, there is this guy with a very big red bushy beard called Bertilac. Bertilac says, yeah, you know, remain here for like a couple of days. Like the Green Chapel is half a day away, and you'll get there when you get there. We'll send you off at like Christmas Day, and you'll be there like in half a day. It says, okay, he stays there for 3 days, and they make a game because, I mean...
Because they didn't have anything better to do, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, this poem is very game-based, and...
Yeah, a lot of Arthurian legends are game-based in general. It's like test after test of might and whatever.
To be honest, this is actually kind of funny. One of the reviews I've read about the Green Knight is that, I don't know, it's on Letterboxd. It's probably one of the most liked ones. I'm sorry I don't remember who wrote it. But it said, people in medieval time must have been really bored. The idea of a game is I give you something, then a year later you give it back to me. That's not game, that's just borrowing stuff. But yeah, they make a game that whatever the master goes out and hunts for, the best thing he hunts for, he brings back to Gawain. And whatever Gawain finds in the castle, he gives to the Bertilac. So the next day Bertilac goes to hunt. Bertilac's wife comes to fuck Gawain. Gawain just kisses her. That's the only thing.
Once.
Once, yeah, once. Then the master comes back and says, I found this boar, I think. And
no, the first one is deer.
Oh, deer. I found this deer. And Gawain says, yay, and kisses him on the lip, which is very gay for that period of time.
There is actually something we'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll get to that. It's actually important.
Yeah.
But the second day, the master goes to hunt. Bertilak, I'm saying master, because the movie calls him the Lord.
Yeah, the movie.
And the first time I read that, I thought, oh my god, they're gonna have God, like in Monty Python. But no, it was literally Bertilak. So Bertilak goes to hunt, and his wife comes and kisses Gawain twice. Then the boar, the Bertilak comes back and says, this is the boar that I found today. And
here
Gawain,
you go.
Yeah, here you go. Gawain kisses him twice.
By the way, on the second day, the wife also offers...
Pussy?
No. She offers Gawain a ring.
No, that's the third day.
No.
And he says, I can't take the ring.
It's a glitter.
Oh.
Yeah, it's separate. Based on how I read, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Basically, they says, here, take this ring. And Gawain says, no, I can't. Anyways, so the third day, the Bertilak goes to hunt, and his wife comes to Gawain's room, tries to give him some, as we eloquently put, pussy. He doesn't accept. She kisses him 3 times and then says, there's this sash, and it will help you against all evil. And, Gawain is going to get his head cut off, so it's sort of like, yeah, you know what?
Maybe I need this.
Maybe I need this. He takes that, and the Bertilak comes and says, here is a fox I found. In the poem, it's dead. In the movie, it's alive. Gawain kisses him 3 times, and doesn't give him the sash, the green
girdle.
Sash. Yeah, the girdle. I'm sorry. Why did I say sash?
Both, I think, are the same. So
if they're not the same, send us an email at
gofuckyourself.com.
at gmail.com. I mean, they might not be the same, and I'm kind of a pedantic asshole that would really correct people on this, but But no, if they're not really the same, send us a message.
Yeah, I mean, if this is on YouTube, you can
comment. Just tell us somehow that it's not the same.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Gawain reaches the Green Chapel. I want to say the White Chapel, but White Chapel is where Jack the Ripper killed all of those women.
Yep. And
not the same. A lot of chapels in England. So he goes to the Green Chapel, and the Green Knight comes and he wants to cut off Gawain's head. Gawain flinches, and the knight is like, oh, you fucking bitch.
You
fucking
bitch.
You coward. Did I move when you tried to cut my head off? And he's like, no, I'm sorry. The second time he does it, but it's like a tiny scratch, and Gawain says, you fucking bitch, hit me like you mean it. And the third time he does it, but since Gawain is wearing that girdle, nothing happens. And the Green Knight reveals that he was in fact Bertilak twist, like a Shyamalan twist. And Gawain has basically lost the game because he didn't give him what he found in the house that day. So it's kind of weird to me that despite, we'll get to that, the Green Knight has kind of a happy ending.
The movie, you mean?
The movie, yeah. But the poem is actually like the Gawain loses at the poem.
No, the poem, again, based on what I know, I haven't read the poem, but what I know is that he both wins and loses, because in the end he does manage to keep himself alive, but at the cost of his valor and his honor, chivalry as a knight. And this is a theme. I think one of the things that makes this story really complex is the fact that it's not one note. Like there
Yeah,
are
yeah.
so many themes
Definitely.
going on that I would like to talk about when we get to the movie, obviously.
Yeah. This is the point. This is the baseline.
But yeah, this is the story, the synopsis from the
Yeah.
other side.
Gawain goes back to Arthur, says, "Yeah, I fucking lost my valor," and Arthur says, who cares? All of the knights from now on will wear a green girdle in honor of Gawain's
Failure.
yeah. Which is like the worst thing. Like you go back doing something wrong, like you fuck up a report. You go back to your boss and says, "I fucked up," and say, "Yeah, well, you know what? Everyone will wear a name tag with your name on it because you fucked up." Anyways. That's a synopsis. That's a baseline point.
Yeah.
So I think we need to take a break and come back and talk about David Lavi's movie.
Yeah.
Christ is born.
Christ is born indeed.
Where are you going?
To church!
Why?
Okay, and we're back to talk about The Green Knight
2021.
starring Dev Patel,
Dev Patel doing his best Christopher Lee impression.
which I do agree with that.
Yeah.
You have Alicia Vikander, you have Joe Edgerton, and a
have-
bunch of other people. Sean Harris,
Ralph Ineson.
Barry Keoghan, which I don't know for whatever reason Mark Kermel really likes him. I don't get it.
Who?
The critic from BBC.
Ah,
I don't know
Mark
if you
Kermel.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I
For
mean, they
whatever
kind
reason,
of
he has a
look.
crush on him.
Yeah, they kind of look alike. Like if you know, if Kermit was like much younger, they would.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And the Game of Thrones woman is Guinevere. Kate Dickey. Yeah, we have the Wikipedia page in front of us, and Sarita Chudhuri.
Chidori. Because she's.
Chaudhuri?
I think, no, it's like she's half Indian. If I'm.
Oh. Like Dev Patel.
Yeah, there are actually a lot of Indian people in the movie.
And so she's Morgan Le Fay, which, as I said in the movie, is the mother of Gawain. And Dev Patel. Let's talk about Dev Patel because first of all,
actually before that, let's talk about the story of the movie itself.
Oh yeah.
Because there's actually not much to talk about. The movie follows the poem quite closely, more so than the other movie we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
A lot close. And
I mean, it does do sort of break out.
Derivations.
Yeah.
from
The fifth thing I don't think is in the poem. I haven't read the poem itself. As I said, I watched the documentary. I watched the YouTube recap. So I don't think the thief thing, the bandit thing, is in the poem. The fact is that the movie never mentions that the Lord, Joel Edgerton, and the Green Knight are supposed to be the same guy. It doesn't mention it at all.
I personally don't think they are, at least in this rendition of the story.
In this rendition, I don't think they are either. But, you know, in the poem, they're supposed to be.
Yeah, in the poem, they're the same people.
There is a character, Essel, which is not in the poem. Again, Morgan is Gawain's mother, which in the poem it's not. In the poem, she is actually the instigator of everything. Like, that's the same. But in the movie, she's the mother of, as I said, Gawain. The ending is different. Gawain takes off the girdle, which is a very important thing. So, first of all, spoilers, but I mean, I don't think this is a movie.
You've already spoiled the whole
Yeah, and I don't think this is a movie that can be spoiled, because story, it's not that big of a deal in this movie. I think it's style over substance for sure.
Not really. Look, personally for me, Green Knight is what Watchmen is to comic book movies, if you get what I mean. It's a deconstruction of tales, of the themes they have, and I mean that about the poem too, not just the what
movie.
did I say? Yeah, the movie. Anyway, there is a lot to unpack, and I don't exactly know where to start.
Less of the technical aspects, like the stuff that any movie goer, no matter
That's actually a good idea.
the movie is beautiful. First of all,
It is.
it's like incredibly beautiful. There are a lot of great shots.
Looks like an Ari Aster movie. I don't know if the
I mean,
cinematographers are maybe the same. I mean, a lot of A24 movies look a lot like each other. I don't know why. They have that hazy, unclear look to themselves.
I kind of agree. Let's see if the cinematography is the same. It doesn't seem like he's the same guy. No, he's not the same as the Ari Aster. Nope.
Okay, no.
Nope. So the thing is, I think it's a beautifully made movie. At least there is a lot of thought behind every shot. There is a gorgeous matte painting shot that I love, where Gawain is riding away from Camelot, and like it's obviously a matte painting. Like Camelot is literally a matte painting, but it's so stylish that I'm like, yeah, I'm not mad at you. You've done well, and the music is actually really good too. I really like the music.
The music is quite good. From the technical aspect, the best thing I think is actually the design. I mean by that the custom design, set design. I think they're immaculate. Very well
you
done.
Almost get to see Alicia Vikander's boobs. Like almost. Like the dress is
I mean, you did see her boobs if you want to see them. There are movies.
Yeah, I know. But in this movie, you almost get to see it, but you don't.
Yeah,
I love the design of, which is on the poster, so it's not you can actually look it up by looking at the poster. King Arthur's crown.
Yep.
Which was a great thing. It sort of had the Charlemagne halo, and I love that. And the design of the Green Knight is actually like really good.
Yeah, just one of the most striking things about the movie.
And the sound design is actually really good too, because the Green Knight, it's not a spoiler, it's actually literally the first 10 minutes. He moves like a tree trunk, and so with every move of his body, he creaks like wood too.
Which is important in one of the themes of the movie we're going to talk about.
The movie actually sort of gives you that theme. Like there's a speech that where red is gone, there's green. And I always think that red is like the color of, it's maybe because I played the Stronghold Legends, and every knight in that movie had colors. Like
that game.
The game. The game. Stronghold Legends. Red is Gareth and Galahad to me, like purity and all that shit.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. So first, and the acting. Sean Harris actually does a good job as King Arthur. I think he sort of sells you the idea of like old king. Like I used to be somebody.
King, someone that is slowly losing grip with his kingdom, what did I say?
Round Table.
Yeah.
And the Savita Chudhuri, she's actually really good too. Like you get the feeling that she cares for Gawain, even though she's literally the villain of the movie.
Not really.
She's the instigator of the.
She is the instigator, but I think, God, we're gonna delve into deep waters then.
Yeah, let's just. I think she did a good job. Not every everybody did actually a good job. I don't think there was a bad actor in there. Like no,
I liked everybody. Yeah.
But Patel is like the best one of them. I didn't see Dev Patel. For me, he was like Gawain all the way through, which is kind of odd because Dev Patel to me is always Dev Patel. Like, yeah, it's from Slumdog Millionaire to Best Marigold Hotel to The Man Who Knew Infinity. I'm like, I can always see Dev Patel in there. But here, I said Christopher Lee. I didn't see Dev Patel. He looks like Christopher Lee. He really looked like Christopher Lee. When he was scared, he looked like Christopher Lee. When he had the sword Excalibur, he looked at Christopher Lee.
One of the things that Patel really shows well in this movie, in particular, compared to from Slumdog Millionaire, is his range in showing his emotions.
Yeah.
Like from fear to happiness to
lust.
Yeah, even lust. He does really well.
Yeah.
And there is always an awe to his performance.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I
It
mean.
feels like watching an actual mythical knight.
Yeah.
Like the way he would talk and walk and present himself. And the effects were actually good too. There are a couple of big VFX heavy shots in the movie. The talking fox is one of them. The giants is one of them. And they're actually done really good. I think Lavi really sort of put everything he had in this movie.
I think it's a combination of both.
CG and practical.
Yeah, no, the fact that the cinematography also helps the special effects look a lot better. Like, especially the part where he sees the giants.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
There are really smart camera placements that really make the scene work in my mind.
They don't try to put Gawain next to the monsters because then you will realize, yeah, this is a real guy, this is a CG.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good scene, and we get to see giant boobs. So
if you like it.
Yeah, they were kind of stony, which reminded me, oddly enough, because we talked about it before. The biggest sort of lovers of this poem, the original poem, of course, not the 2021 movie, were J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis.
Yep.
They loved this poem.
Yep.
And the scene of the giants reminded me of the giants moving in The Hobbit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, like the stony giant mountains that walk. And so that's the technical. On a technical level, this is a great movie, and I think everybody should just definitely go and watch it, just for the technical aspect alone. And we'll get to the recommendation at the end of it. But let's not talk about the themes.
Oh God.
Do you want to take a break or?
Yeah, let's take.
O greatest of kings, indulge me in this friendly Christmas game. Let whichever of your knights is boldest of blood and wildest of heart step forth, take up arms, and try with honour to land a blow against me. Whomsoever nicks me shall lay claim to this my arm. Its glory and riches shall be thine. But thy champ must bind himself to this. Should he land a blow, then 1 year and Yuletide hence he must seek me out yonder, to the green chapel, 6 nights to the north. He shall find me there and bend a knee and let me strike him in return, be it a scratch on the cheek or a cut in the throat. I will return what was given to me, and then in trust and friendship we shall part. Who then? Who is willing to engage with me?
And we're back.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go into some what did it say? Hard waters?
Deep waters.
Yeah.
We're gonna go down a rabbit hole, basically.
Because this is one of the most complex movies I've seen this year, at least, in many terms. Again, as Ali said, this isn't a movie about the story itself per se.
Yeah.
Because it's a very allegorical story in itself. And do you agree with me on the whole Watchmen thing?
I do. I think it is a reconstruction of the mythical legends of Arthur. Um, I do agree with that. I think this movie is more that than the poem, but yeah, I can see that. If only this one also had Jeremy Irons, like what?
As who though?
Arthur, why not?
Arthur.
Or the Green Knight, like the voice.
I like the voice of the Green Knight. Like Ralph
Ralph
Ineson,
Ineson,
yeah,
yeah.
he did an immaculate job.
I don't know, like the fox, someone, the sword, the
The sword. Anyway, so Ali, the
Yeah.
big question: what do you think the movie is even about?
I think sort of again one of the big themes the movie basically tells you, it's about death, like the fact that whatever you hold dear at some point will die, and in place of it will be green. Now green is told by Gawain to be rot. I think it's basically the. Remember, Robin Williams had a joke. He said that nature will be there when we're all dead. Like we could be all dead, and then out of nowhere, there's one little like plant. I'm here, and this is it. I think the fact that Green Knight basically represents the fact that yeah, Gawain will die, Arthur will die, everyone will like not to spoil much, but Gawain's son might die, but the Green Knight will not die. The green will be there. You can't defeat nature. It's man against nature to some extent, I think.
Yeah, I think there are two mainline themes, as you just said. One is that man versus nature conflict of like, there are several shots in the movie actually, small shots albeit, but they really hammer home the fact that man is destroying nature. There are lands of nothingness where trees are completely cut.
Yeah.
You kind of feel David Laurie is doing that his social commentary on the whole environmentalism thing.
Yeah.
And he really does it really in a very what did I say?
It's a very smart way to put it, I think, because if you see it as man versus nature, you kind of realize that the giants are part of nature, and the fox is definitely part of nature. So it's always some element of nature present. Even the mistletoe that the Green Knight is holding above his head.
Yeah.
When the Green Knight comes in, he has like a tree branch,
like a peace sign.
Yeah, I think it's a mistletoe. I may be wrong, but like it's I'm not here to find. But nature is, as we said, it's all present, and the way they show it, I think you can't get away from it.
Yeah, big motifs, little motifs.
Yeah.
The little motifs, I said, the big motive is Green Knight himself, as you said. His sound design when he's moving, it sounds like a fucking tree moving.
Yeah,
he looks like a tree. When he plants his axe on the ground, moss starts to grow on the stone that is in Arthur's court, and
which again brings that duality that nature is beautiful, but it will fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Because the first thing the moss ruins, you can say, oh my, because the castle is very grey. Like Camelot is strikingly colorless.
Yep. Especially compared to some of the later shots.
Yeah, Bertilak's home even.
Yeah.
And so Camelot, when the green appears, you're sort of like, finally some color. But at the same time, moss only appears when somewhere is in ruins.
Or some, you can see it like that, or somewhere that is going back to nature. Because that's the other theme of this movie, which connects to the first one, is death and return to the
Nature.
embrace of Mother Nature. I like these sort of stories, if I'm honest with you. Like the stories that the hero is facing certain death and he's trying to understand the meaning of the life he has had or he's going to have if he survives the whole ordeal.
Yeah, that last scene, actually, I really loved it. I sort of knew that, yeah, it's not, it's a vision, but
I hoped it would be a vision, as I
Yeah.
just told you, because if it wasn't, it would be a really lame way to end the movie.
yeah, but I think that's a, I understand what you're saying, and the movie really doesn't shy away from breaking that logic. Like everything you see might be a vision or might be real. Some people I've say that the tracking shot that we see Gawain is dead when the bandits tie him up. That's the end. Like he died there.
Yeah.
And the rest is the vision. And some say no, he died when trying to get Winifred's head, and that is the rest is the vision. So the movie is constantly playing with that.
But there are several themes that kind of are laid down, but not exactly
Explode.
as evident as the
Oh.
other themes, like the whole chivalry thing, which I think is much more apparent in the original poem rather than
Yeah.
the movie. And I think David Lowery actually did a good thing about it,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not relevant to our time, honor and stuff like that.
Like yeah, I'm gonna. The fact is the Gawain's motivation from in the poem is like I'm chivalrous and I need honor, and in this is that no, I want to be a knight. I want a lifestyle, and that lifestyle needs me to do this. If I didn't want to be a knight and fuck beautiful girls and become king at some point, I wouldn't go and do this shit. Which is, I think, makes more sense when you put in the fact that for a year he didn't do shit. Like he didn't try to solve the riddle that
I mean,
in the Sword of the Valley.
yeah, that's the other movie. But thank God there's no riddle in this one.
Yeah. I mean, just for those of you who don't know what the fuck is going on, the in-jokes and all of that, just wait until the next second part of the podcast, because all of these talks of themes and deep thoughts,
They go out the window.
yeah, when we get to Sword of the Valiant, you sort of realize how good the Green Knight.
Okay, so again, one of the things that we actually did talk about is Laurie tries to use his own experiences in the movie. I think this is a very personal movie.
Yeah.
And what do you think on a emotional, sentimental level? Do these characters work? Like, we can talk about themes all day,
Yeah.
but for a viewer that is maybe a little bit less, I don't know what to say, invested in those themes, do you think the
Emotional connection is
the
there.
characters, the relationship they have between them, especially again Morgan Le Fay and Gawain,
Or the what is the movie's pronunciation? Gawain.
Garwin. By the way, if there are any Scottish or I think Irish people in the commentary, please tell us, is it Gawain, Garwin, or
Gawain?
It must be one of these. We're trying our best to.
Is it Gawain? And we're just like completely off. I'm saying Gawain because that's the way I heard Simon Armitage pronounce it in the documentary, and so yeah, he probably knows what the fuck he's talking about. So the thing is, I don't think on two levels. Since we talked about this in Dune 2, I don't think you are gonna emphasize with any of these characters, with Gawain, Essel, Morgan, or Arthur, because they do live in a mythical world and they do have mythical lives. But I don't think the movie actually cares and wants you to feel close to them. You understand them. You understand their emotions. And that, I think, is the actual goal of the movie when it comes to the characters. But whether their relationship works, I think they're interesting. I do find myself invested to some extent with Essel, which is a prostitute that Gawain fucks. There's no good way of saying it.
She's technically his girlfriend.
She's a prostitute. The opening scene is in a brothel.
It is in a brothel, yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean, considering what he also does in that whole finale vision, it just cements the idea for me too.
Yeah. So I find myself again in that finale vision. I audibly said "fuck you" when Gawain throws a bunch of coin and picks his kid and goes away, and like "fuck you, you fucking asshole." But I think I find myself invested in that relationship, but I don't think the movie really cares to the fact that do you feel close to Gawain? No, or do you understand what he's feeling? You know, again, in contrast with Dune, which wants you to feel close to Paul, but doesn't get close to Paul. I think the movie really didn't care about that, so that's my idea. Morgan's relationship with Gawain is actually very interesting, I think, but in a cold way, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't see and say, oh my god, let's talk about this relationship. Like, in reality, it's like, let's dissect this relationship and see what the fuck did happen, just happened there. Why did a mother would send his kid to
almost certain death?
Yeah, almost certain death. And why would she give him a green girdle? Oh my god, there's a fucking weird scene, by the way, in this movie, and I love the joke that some people make about it, is that the fucking green girdle stays on. Because when the vision at the end of the movie happens, you kind of understand that Gawain has been dead the whole time. The girdle is saving him.
Keeping his head on his shoulders.
Yeah. Which is like another fairy tale, like I think the ribbon on the...
Yeah, it's, God... It's one of those Hans Christian Andersen stories.
There's a girl that wears a ribbon around her head, and when she takes off the ribbon,
exactly. Yeah. That's definitely reminding me of that.
Yeah. So he fucks people with that girdle on, like Gawain, and it's like, no, the girdle stays on. I think that's an interesting relationship. I don't feel like emotionally invested in it, but it's like, yeah, let's talk about it.
So you don't think it's an emotionally charged movie in particular?
I don't think it is. I think because one of the things that people talk about, and we said, is the fact that Larry puts his mother's relationship with himself as Morgan's relationship with Gawain. Yeah. So I think that's also interesting to see that he wants to, I think, dissect what the fuck is my mother doing to me. It's a very cold, mechanical relationship, in my idea.
Okay, so I'm gonna lay down on you some theories I read online.
Nice.
I don't have them written down, but I'll try and say them as best as I can. First of all, who is the Green Knight?
It's not the Lord. It's not Bertolak in this one. Yeah, I don't think he is.
Yeah.
I think he's
Let me tell you, one of the funniest ones that I actually read that kind of makes sense is what we call in Persian khizr, but in English we say a kidr or something like that.
I mean, yeah, could be. Khizr literally means green.
Yep.
I mean, I would be surprised, because at that point in the medieval time, it's also possible that there's a lot of give and take between Islamic world and the Christian world. So
I think this is like around some of the Crusades, maybe.
It's Middle English. It's 1600s, right?
No, it's 1400s, which is like one of the final Crusades.
Let me see the 14th century. Yes. which means 1300s actually.
Yeah.
Because 14 is actually
Yeah.
because fuck you. 21st century is 12 is oh my fucking god. Anyways, I mean, I don't know when is the Crusades exactly. It might be. But yeah, I think that's an interesting idea. The only problem I have with it is that I don't like hairs, so
It's a personal problem.
yeah, it's a personal problem. I think he's one of the most boring prophets.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess.
yeah, you don't get to die.
He just
Walk.
lives on. Okay.
There's a wandering Jew thing, which is a what do you say, religious icon, which I've always thought was his. I don't know. Anyways,
I'm gonna go to the next one.
yeah,
This is really another funny one. So, one of the I read this on the Wikipedia. All of these on the Wikipedia page, by the way. They say the whole affair between Bertolact and Gawain was because at the time King Richard II, I think, had a male lover, and they were trying to bring back the idea that homosexuality was not that big of a problem in Christian mythologies.
yeah.
Do you think that is true?
You mean Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is like gay propaganda?
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case and like King Richard II is like, yeah, do that. Because, yeah, Christendom hasn't been, I mean, I don't know if you people are history buffs, but Christendom hasn't been very kind, neither Islam or
Any
religion, yeah.
Abrahamic religion.
Yeah, Abrahamic religion has been very kind to homosexuality. So I wouldn't mind. To be honest, I don't see the kiss as homosexual.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Yeah, this is one of the things that the article mentioned too, is that the nature of the relationship between Bertolact and Gawain was not homosexual in nature, but rather homosocial. But the relationship between Bertolact's wife and Gawain was indeed sexual, and she was trying to seduce him. Yeah, in a sense.
Because she was trying to sort of break his what do you say?
Knight's code.
Not the nice code. The what do you call it? Chastity. Vow of chastity.
One of the
one of the nights. Yeah, you're right. I was trying to find that word.
Yeah.
If only there were chastity cages there. But for those of you who don't know what that is, Google it.
It's not a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
You realize why modern terms are a lot better.
So, anyways, in this movie, he actually sort of breaks that chastity, right? He comes. He orgasms, if you want to be poetic about it.
Poetic.
But yeah, I think in this one he kind of loses on one end, because he doesn't loses. He takes off the girdle, but in another way he loses. And there's actually one of the things that the movie actually does more, that on what you call the Watchmen thing, which is the idea of a knighthood. There is a number of big lines that you are no knight, and like on understanding what is actually a knight. Is a knight like a title, like the thing that Arthur does, the
ceremony, sort of.
Or is it like idea, like what is knighthood? And I think that's an interesting question to at least have, because if we're going by that, Lancelot is no fucking knight.
Again, jumping on Lancelot at every chance you have, Jesus.
Because first of all, that fucker fucked Guinevere. Okay, you don't the bros before hoes, man.
Maybe Guinevere was pretty. What about then?
I mean, she was. That's the point. But and I also have kind of a hatred for Lancelot because of the Camelot musical. So,
Okay, final kind of theory.
kind of theory.
Is the Green Knight a feminist story?
It does have. I can see it. I can have a feminist read of it. But
And by feminism, I don't mean the bullshit that we have
I
in
know.
history.
I know. It is. I mean, the fact of the matter is, unlike the actual poem, in this one, women actually do have agency and wants and desires, and they do their own shit instead of doing the shit that their husband wants them to do.
Especially Morgan and the lady of the castle.
The Lady Bertilac.
Yeah.
Lady de Hussard? What's the...
Whatever.
Yeah. And even Ethel, to some extent. So, I do think you can have a feminist reading of it. I wouldn't call it a feminist story, mostly because it's a very male-centric story.
Unless you know, Mother Nature. You
Yeah,
consider
but...
nature a feminine being and how it controls men's lives.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't see that here.
I realize.
Like, I think nature in this movie is very masculine. Because it's not... It's very aggressive in a sense. I know I'm being pretty old-fashioned in this idea, but like the nature is very aggressive in this movie. If we take Green Knight to be nature, like the Green Knight comes in, unlike sort of the Valiant, which we'll get to, which Green Knight jokes and stuff about that. In this, Green Knight is like no nonsense.
Yeah, he's pretty serious about
Yeah,
what he's doing.
stoic, and I mean, I wish it was Jeremy Irons, but. Jeremy Irons is too skinny. That's the problem.
You can give him a fat suit or something if you really want to.
Speaking of fat. So yeah. I mean, this is a movie that I think is so, as I said, drenched in allegories that at the end of the day, everybody can have their own reading of it and all of them are right. Like, there is no wrong way of looking at this movie.
Yeah.
You can see the giants as weather, as many people see. Like, it's, the giants coming is literally thunder and rain
Coming
following.
of a storm.
Yeah, coming a storm. And a storm coming. Coming a storm. Coming a storm is
The
another
coming
thing.
of a storm.
Yeah. Coming a storm is a completely other thing.
That's
Which Gawain actually does, but... and you can see it as a sexual awakening story. The man who basically finds love.
I think it's the beauty of the whole story.
Yeah. There is no wrong way of looking at it. I think.
Maybe in contrast to many of the other Arthurian legends where they're kind of tightly knit. This is kind of open in what you want to think about it and the ideas you might have about it. Again, these are some of the stuff that I found kind of interesting and wanted to share with you.
I completely agree. It's a really good story. God damn it. It's a good movie.
So you like the movie?
Yeah. I mean, do you recommend the movie?
Definitely. I think, though, I would say for people who don't enjoy pretentious movies, this might be a little bit hard to watch because there are those intellectual elements that I like to point out to them. But if you're willing to look past and again read the backstory, there is a lot to unpack there. Like I'm gonna go into a bit of a rant if I'm honest with you. There are some people. I was one of them. There are some people that believe that watching a movie should be solely that. It shouldn't require much research or things to be done. And for some movies, that is true. Like, sometimes I just want to sit down, eat some popcorn, and watch a movie. Green Knight is not one of those movies. This movie that does require a lot of attention from you. It does require a lot of again research and thinking, and
you can't look away from it.
Yeah.
It might be a slow movie, but you can't say, okay, you will miss some important stuff. And I completely agree with you. I think I'm one of those people that say the movie should be enough. But I think this is one of those movies that after watching it, you kind of realize maybe I need to read a little bit into this shit. I also agree. I think there needs to have an asterisk. Know what you're getting into. That's the important thing. Yeah. Don't go into this movie trying to get like Excalibur, which is another great style over substance movie about Arthurian legends. That was also, I think, 1984.
Yep,
yeah, the Excalibur movie, the John Bowman Excalibur movie. But that is also a great movie. I love it.
I've seen it a long time ago. I cannot give a certain opinion of it.
In that movie, Gawain is played by Liam Neeson.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It doesn't do the Green Knight. But I think like it's not like that though. You need to be ready for it. It's a 2-hour movie. It's not short. And it's very slow.
It is slow burning. And it's better than Watchmen, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I did the comparison, I just needed to know
the movie or the
fuck Watchmen.
Or the comic.
Both.
Well, the TV show has Jeremy Irons, so
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh. Maybe you should. We can't do it. We can't do an episode on that. But the Zack Snyder movie or the HBO TV show.
Damon Lindelof.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah. I think this is a movie. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. I was like, yeah, let's watch this shit. Oh my god,
I did kind of make him watch it because I was like, yeah, let's do an episode on Green Knight, and he was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, I actually watched it before you, asshole.
Yeah, you did.
You forced me to watch it, and then you watched it after me.
Hey, you liked it.
Yeah, I loved it actually. One of the best movies I've seen 2021. This, and I think that's it.
House of Gucci.
House of Gucci. Oh my god. Soon to be released. As we're discussing it, it had the opening night in London.
Lady Gaga looked like a fucking Batman.
Yeah. Batgirl.
Yeah, Batgirl.
And Jeremy Irons was there too.
Yeah. He looked okay.
Yeah, he always looks okay. He's 78 years old.
No, he's 74.
No.
78?
I think. So let's see. How old is Jeremy Irons? This is important questions that you listen to this podcast for. How old am... What the fuck?
I mean, how old are you?
For those of you who don't know, I just put how old into Google, and the first shit is how old am I? How old is the Queen? 95. Nice.
Yeah, she's quite old.
How old is Queen, the band? Jeremy Clarkson is 61. Is Jeremy Irons older than Clarkson?
He's 73.
73? Oh my god.
Oh yeah. He isn't that old.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah. I mean, I think we need to take a break because when we come back, we have one of the best movies ever to talk about.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
So no hope for me beyond this? Must I spend the year awaiting death at your hand?
Only fools and priests do squander life with thoughts of death. So you would hope to cheat your fate, Gawain, hmm? Well, every man hopes that, especially the young. I'll give you a riddle. Mark it well, for if by the time we meet again you have fully understood every line, your life will be restored to you. It has 4 lines. Mark them all well. Where life is emptiness, gladness. Where life is darkness, fire. Where life is golden, sorrow. Where life is lost, wisdom.
But how do I know where to find you?
Never fear, Sir Gawain. If you do not find me, I will most...
And we're back. So, for those of you who don't know, in 1984, a man by the name of Michael Weeks tried his second adaptation of Sir Gawain and
By
the
the way,
Green
I
Knight.
repeat, that's his second attempt at the same story.
I said Michael Weeks, it's Stephen Weeks.
Stephen Weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. And I haven't seen the 1973 version that he did, but from what I've read, and I've downloaded the movie legally, it's on YouTube. It's on fucking YouTube. You can't.
FBI can't get us
Yeah.
here. Maybe in the future when we move, but not now, so we don't care.
Yeah. Fuck you, Johnny from FBI, who's literally listen to this. So, I haven't seen that, but from what I've looked at, like passing through, and what I've read, I think it's literally the same story, and he just remade it
Nice.
in 1984, made by the infamous Canon Group. For those of you who don't know who they are, good. I'm not gonna tell you.
Go search it.
No, don't search it. Just live your life not knowing who they.
No, they need to suffer too.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
we suffer, they suffer.
Canon is a group that did a lot of shitty movies. A lot of bad movies. There's actually a good documentary about them that I recommend. Watch the documentary. Don't watch a lot of the movies. Don't watch House of the Long Shadows, even though it's the last movie that has Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, and Vincent Price together. And it's the first movie where Peter Cushing kills Christopher Lee.
Nice.
So, speaking of Peter Cushing,
He's in this movie.
he's in this movie, and Sean Connery is in this movie. So, the story. How does the story differ from the poem, Muhammad?
God, I don't know.
So, the first 10 minutes are...
Look, sort of Valiant is probably nightmare that shouldn't have been made. Like, okay, as Ali said, the first 15, like 20 minutes when the Green Knight invades
Arthur's Christmas party.
Arthur's Christmas party is probably the same thing, mostly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
He does a fucking riddle, which means nothing.
it really does mean nothing.
It's when life is emptiness, gladness. When we are laughing because we know what all of these mean. When life is darkness, fire, like literally fire. When life is golden, sorrow. When life is lost, wisdom. And this is a movie that when you see the word wisdom, you should laugh. Because this movie does not have any wisdom.
Not a single drop.
Yeah. So, at that point forward, we have a whole other movie. Like, the only thing that is same from the poem is the
Kind of
name
the
Bertilac.
ending.
Kind of the ending, yeah. And the name
And the name
Bertilac.
Bertilac, yeah.
Even the ending is different because Green Knight dies.
Yeah, it is
So-
such a strange experience. Like, was he? Who wrote it? Did he write it himself? Okay,
He
three
was.
people wrote it.
He was one of them, though.
They were probably high on cocaine, if I'm honest with you.
I mean, it's probably the same story that was told in 73, so they have been on cocaine for 11 years.
Like, I know you don't agree with the whole 3-act structure and whatnot. That thing would have helped this movie, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so incoherent and messy. Like, people meet each other and
Fall
they're
in
like,
love.
Ah, God.
A
Don't-
character knows that they need to fall in love. There is an old woman that wants to fuck Gawain. There is a Black Knight for some fucking reason because I guess one color wasn't enough, so they need. And there's a Red Knight.
Red Knight, yeah.
Yeah, also there's a Red Knight. Anyways, okay. So the story is that as we said, the first 20 minutes is the same. He cuts off Green Knight's head. Green Knight says, "Come find me in a week."
In a year.
In a year, I'm sorry. I mean, he sort of goes out immediately looking for...
No, he does spend a year.
No, because he says it's 6 months later, and I haven't found the first part of the riddle either.
Look, again, that movie is such a mess. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. So he goes out with his servant Humphrey. Oh, a lot of shit happens. It's one of, as you said, it's one of those movies where you can't summarize it because you need to talk about every single scene in succession in order for it to make sense. But the idea is he goes out, he fights a Black Knight, goes into a lost world called Lyonesse. In there, he finds a girl, Lynette, and falls in love with her. Then he goes out, goes back in time. It's a whole other shit. And goes to a land where there is this red knight called Oswald, who is the...
Is it Oswald?
It's Oswald. It's the guy from Raiders of the Lost Ark, the hand guy. You know the guy.
I know the
And Peter Cushing is there too. And for some fucking reason, John Rhys Davies. Because why not? Between Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Lord of the Rings, you need somewhere to pay for your shit. And so, oh my god, am I forgetting shit? I probably am. But the Oswald tries to rape Lynette because of course every B movie needs a rape, and when life is darkness, fire. They burn in the fire, and Bertilac, a knight called Bertilac, saves Lynette. Gawain spends a lot of time with them, and then goes to defeat the Green Knight. The Green Knight cuts off the green girdle.
It isn't even a girdle. It's like a fucking
scarf.
Yes, scarf in the movie.
Yeah, he cuts a scarf, and Gawain hits him with a sword, and the Green Knight dies.
Because a year passed and he couldn't kill
Gawain.
This time it's Gawain. So,
Gawain.
Yeah.
So, it is what we said didn't make any sense and was incredibly incoherent. Well, welcome to the fucking movie. Sword of the Valiant is what you get when you sort of have Sean Connery and nothing. Oh my god. The cast is actually kind of interesting. Like, again, it has Sean Connery. It has Peter Cushing. For those of you who don't know, Peter Cushing is Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars. I can't believe that's his most famous role. John Rhys Davies, Gimli, or Salah, for older people. The Douglas Wilmer, which is a Black Knight, is actually the first Sherlock Holmes.
Yep.
And
Miles O'Keefe, I've never heard.
I haven't heard of him either.
So the thing about Miles O'Keefe is that there's this meme that's for Conan the Barbarian TV cartoon thing.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Search it. Because it looks exactly like him.
Conan the Barbarian. Well, as I search it, you people also search it. Barbarian meme?
Cartoon, I think.
Cartoon.
I might be wrong though.
I mean, apparently, according to his Wikipedia, Michael O'Keefe's first big movie is Tarzan the Ape Man.
Look, it's him.
I mean,
isn't it? Okay, it might not be. It might not be this actually. So
yeah. So
for those who know what I'm talking about, you know that blonde dude. Is it Conan? If it's not, then tell us what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking meme too.
So, let's see what other movies this amazing actor, very good actor, had done.
I mean, he does look like Tarzan, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the most famous one is Thor, the Fighting Eagle.
He's in Pocahontas. The animation, I think.
No, it's a movie.
It's a movie. Goddamn.
Oh my god, he's John Smith in that. He's Mel Gibson in that.
He's a Mel Gibson.
So, anyways, first of all, let's talk about the acting prowess of Mr. Miles O'Keefe.
He is literally the worst hero I've ever seen in my life. Like,
what about the wig, man? What about the fucking wig?
Look, actors are actors for a reason. It's because they can show us
Emotions.
some emotions, some sort of, agency.
Yeah.
And we can understand what the character is thinking. Mr. O'Keefe, whether unable to or just uninterested, does not do so. He simply looks and laughs at everything. And sometimes tries to make a sad face, which looks like he's about to fart or something.
I mean, let me ask you this. Did he do a better job or Dev Patel as Gawain?
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean,
Dev
Patel did a good job, but was he as good?
If I was a racist, I would say Miles O'Keefe because Dev Patel is Indian. But fortunately, I'm not racist. Jesus.
Sometimes, there's a car outside. So, to be honest, all of the established actors don't do that bad of a job. Like, Cushing is basically there, but he does have that cynical, like...
He also does nothing. Like,
yeah, nobody. What does John Rhys Davies do?
Sean Connery kind of tries to have fun with the role.
He's the best part of it. He's hands down
probably
the best part of it. He does say the stupid dialogue like he means it.
Yeah, he does.
He wears this stupid armor where his chest is fucking visible.
By the way, he looks quite good for a man who was in his, 40s, 50s?
I think 50s.
Yeah. He looks quite good.
Yeah, and he was the sexiest man of the century. So there must have been something there. And like there is, oh my god, he has this stupid green wig on his head and an axe that looks plastic. Like it literally looks plastic.
Yep, it's probably is plastic.
Yeah, and okay. The in-joke that we laughed about it, I think like an hour ago at this point, was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. We were supposed to do The Green Knight and Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Because that movie is actually good.
Yeah, that was actually good. But we didn't because this is actually a movie that is based on the same poem, like literally on the same poem. And I mean, we didn't watch a Monty Python movie, but we did get some Python acting and Python fighting. Like
fighting.
There is a fight here with the Black Knight, Gawain and fights the Black Knight, which is like, for those of you who have seen Monty Python and Holy Grail, there is a fight there with the Black Knight. That fight has more dignity than this one.
Tis but a scratch.
I mean, this is a fatal wound. This is a fatal wound to the fabric of cinema history.
I'd rather watch Monty Python 1,000 times than waste another minute of my life with this movie, man.
Sword of the Valiant.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the amazing animatronic of the Sean Connery head on the floor. Head, now body, come here.
He doesn't, there's no lip syncing or anything.
Yeah.
He just, moves his mouth.
Two flaps that go up and down.
Yeah.
Or the fucking frog.
Some of the VFX are just fucking amazing. Like, at the end of the movie, Gawain touches the lady of the Lioness, Lynette, and she turns into a dove. So what do you think they did? They just...
Jump.
Yeah, they just jump cut from Gawain touching her to a dove. I can't even explain it. Like
the dove flies out of his hand.
Okay, I just saw something. Mark Hamill was supposed to be Gawain.
Oh yeah. He wanted Mark Gawain, but the producer says no, Michael O'Keefe. I mean, it would have been a good Star Wars reunion.
No, it wouldn't.
Peter Cushing and I mean, we already have a sort of Raiders of the Lost Ark reunion with Oswald and John Rhys Davies.
Yeah.
And we've had Mark, we'd have Star Wars and Indiana Jones in one setting, and then you would have like Sean Connery there, which would be a Bond.
God, look, Time Out London, which is the review I was gonna quote, describes sort of a Valiant as underwhelming and added dreary jousting, production values that make Monty Python and the Holy Grail look lavish, and an excruciating synthesizer score makes this the real trial.
Yeah.
And I agree with every single word that just said.
I mean, to be honest, this movie, if we talk about the themes and ideas, this movie works as a meta sense. Like we are the ones going through the trial of watching this movie and sort of understanding what Gawain went through, the pain that Gawain went through. We are going through that by watching Sword of the Valley.
Look, here's the thing. I don't think Gawain went through any sort of pain in this particular movie.
No, in this one, no, not in this one. Like in the original porn.
Because in here, he's just dallying around, finding fun stuff to do every second, and again, laughing his ass off at every moment.
Oh my god, there is an amazing fight scene in this movie, which is two blacksmith guys. Oh my god, I should.
It's like,
Muhammad was trying to drink something. And it's one of the best. First of all, Gawain appears out of nowhere in the middle of the fight. Like
literally out of nowhere.
Yeah, the fight is between Humphrey, his squire, and one of the blacksmith guys. Cuts away, cuts back, Gawain is there. Like, how? And there is this fat friar guy, which is
the black dude?
the fifth.
The dude who wears black.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
It's Friar Wasper.
Oh, okay.
And which serves. Oh my god, there's a scene like at the middle of the movie where Gawain sort of when he thinks that Lynette is dead, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go, and goes away for like months. He goes and finds Lynette in a castle, and apparently Lynette was saved off screen by this guy called Bertilac, no relation to the actual Bertilac.
I mean, the thing is, so the scene you say Lynette, whatever the fuck her name was, she dies. There's just like this really small patch of fire somewhere at the other side of the room, and everyone's like, "Oh no, she's dying! Oh my god, she burned up!" You're like,
there's a window where fire is happening inside, and oh my god, and fade to dissolve, and she's dead now.
Apparently.
But this is the best part. He goes there and spends quite like 3 months, I assume, fucking her, and walks out of her castle and sees the fucking Humphrey and his followers coming and say, "Where have you been? We always would have found you." And you know, this is the thing that Red Letter Media does a lot, and I think in his head, Stephen Freak saw this as like, oh my god, this triumphant scene where these loyal followers find their master, their knight. But it's so fucking funny. I mean, it doesn't work at all. Again, because Michael O'Keefe doesn't know how to show...
It's not Michael, by the way. It's Miles.
Oh, sorry, Miles.
Yeah, anyway.
Why did I say Michael?
Yeah, okay.
Miles O'Keefe has literally no expression on his face upon seeing these characters
Truly,
that apparently he hasn't seen for like months.
Truly, he's the worst actor I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I can understand. But, oddly enough, I kind of recommend this.
No, you don't.
Just watch the Sean Connery scenes because they were actually really good. Like, Connery's definitely having fun. And the dialogue that Connery is saying, for some reason, is better than the dialogue that the other people are saying. I think Connery brought his own writer. Like, yeah, write me some better fucking lines. I'm not gonna say this shit.
I'm gonna show you the shit.
I'm not gonna say this shit. Bad? No, bad.
Anyways,
ruined my language.
Farsi entering the chat.
Yeah. So then, like, the lines he says.
Ali, let's talk about themes of Do you think the Green Knight is an asshat? Because he really is.
Yeah.
Oh
my god. Let's talk about, I mean, what are the underlying relationships in this movie? Like, do you think the characters, do you think Stephen Wicks based his life
with the squire just following him everywhere?
Humphrey.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know we sound like a couple of assholes laughing at a movie that probably the guy wanted to make for a long time, because he did actually wanted to make for a long time. But that's what makes it funny, because, it's sort of like The Room, but medieval.
The medieval one. Yeah, that's a good description of the whole thing.
And for some reason, if The Room has Sean fucking Connery in it, at the middle of, like, after Highlander, which in and of itself was supposed to be...
No, this is pre-Highlander. Like,
are you sure?
Isn't Highlander 1985?
We'll see. Let's see what Sean Connery has done. 1984.
Yeah, Highlander is 86. This is like 2 years before.
Yeah. So it's after Time Bandits.
Yeah, exactly.
And Outland, Outland is actually a really good movie. So, what the fuck is wrong?
Again, this is paycheck Connery. So
yeah.
He really didn't
I mean, to put it in like nowadays term, it's like imagine if Tommy Wiseau is making The Room now. Like in 2021, we are gonna have Tommy Wiseau's Gawain and the Green Knight. And for some fucking reason, you have Josh Brolin in it.
Josh Brolin or even Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons would be Peter Cushing, because the old dignified actor. And then you'd have like some weird character actor, like, I don't know, Peter Capaldi is gonna be in it.
Because why not?
Yeah. And for some reason, all of these people are in this movie.
Was the lead, like, who can be the lead that's so disinterested? Like, I would have said Ty Sheridan, because he was so shit in Ready Player One. But recently I watched the movie from Paul Schrader. I don't know if you watched Card Counter, which it's a really good movie, and he's really good in it, and he kind of redeemed himself in my mind.
Miles O'Keefe is like once in a generation thing. You're not gonna have another Miles O'Keefe.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah. Is he alive?
Yeah, he is. I think he is.
Yeah, the way you understand if people are alive or not, if the Wikipedia says is an actor and not was an actor, they're alive. Okay. We talked about this on our first episode of casting choices for the Emperor in Dune. Hear me out.
No! Oh God!
Dennis, I know you're listening to this one too.
Thanks.
After the Dune one. Yeah, you love the Dune one and you're listening to this. Seek out Miles O'Keefe. He's like 67, so he's old. Can't play that.
Like, by the way, his birthday is like one day off of Apos Kirosam.
Well, I'm sure if Abbas Kiarostami tried to act, he would have come off the same way.
Probably.
Let me see what he looks like now. But I'm saying, Dennis, use Miles O'Keefe. Let's bring him. Let's Tarantino him.
He does not have any recent pictures.
Yeah.
He has fallen off the face of the planet, if anything.
Yeah, bring him. Oh, is he? No.
That looks like a really old photo from some guy.
Yeah, I don't think it's him. Anyways, just Dennis. Oh no, Quentin. I know you probably listen to this too. This can be your next John Travolta. Your next. Who else? Who else's career did he revive? Harvey Keitel. Who else?
I don't know.
Bruce Willis? No, Bruce Willis was
technically,
already.
De Niro wasn't in a rough patch back then, or what?
Yeah, no, he wasn't in. For Jackie Brown, he's in a rough patch now, and Scorsese saved him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mr. Scorsese, for your next movie, which is Killers of the Flower Moon.
Miles O'Keefe. The name is like Georgia O'Keefe, and Georgia O'Keefe is that guy that girl. I'm sorry, that do all of those flower vaginas. So flower, O'Keefe, Miles O'Keefe.
Makes sense.
It
just works.
Let's start the hashtag. Bring back Miles O'Keefe. We need more of his greatness.
I swear he's gonna cancel us like William Shatner did to Red Letter Media.
Yeah. Let's hope. I want to hear from him. Mr. O'Keefe, how was it working with Sean Connery? And how was it fucking getting destroyed by his acting?
Okay, you know what? Read that last line. O'Keefe gained cult status in UK between 1999 and 2000 as a result of being targeted by chat show host Graham Norton for prank calls.
Okay, we need to see that afterwards.
Yep,
we're gonna look that up. But yeah. Anyways, do you recommend Sword of the?
I don't. I genuinely think there are better spoof or B movies out there that you can waste your time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, for a B movie, I put this like a 2 stars for a B movie.
Like, watch fucking
Samurai Cop.
Watch, hell, even if you wanted Arthurian Legend movie, watch obviously Monty Python.
Monty Python on the Holy Grail, yeah.
And then go and watch Time Bandit and Life of Pi. I mean, there are so many choices. I swear I can't recommend.
The only thing that I say, I think somebody should do it. If you have this movie, and for some reason, I'm sorry, cut out all the Sean Connery parts and put them up online. And say this the ultimate editor of the sort of Valiant.
Stephen, what was his name?
Stephen Wicks.
Stephen Wicks cut.
Is he alive?
I highly doubt it.
Let's see.
Mr.
He is.
Oh, Mr. Weeks. Oh. God.
We kind of lost power.
Anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Dude, he made a movie called Ghost Story. This is coming. It's a full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. And we can't look at the movie now because we lost power. So yeah. I mean, Mr. Weeks. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry if we've been too mean about your movie.
I genuinely, I don't want to shit on anyone for doing what they love, but fuck you. Anyways.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else? Is there something we forgot to mention about the movie?
Not really.
Yeah.
We talked about the themes. We talked about how good the movie looked. And,
yeah. We talked about the amazing acting of Mars. Okay. Fucking hell.
Basically covered every single point that there was to this movie. I'm really proud of ourselves.
Yeah, me too. So, if there is nothing else to do, we'll see you on the next episode. I don't think we have planned it.
Nah. I mean, I have some ideas I'm going to share with you.
But, we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.